Buddy, hope you're all having a wonderful Friday morning. And why I do these on Friday morning, I don't know because nobody's probably watching them. But today, we get to mess around with one of my favorite ingredients ever. On the basics, I'm going to show you how to steam an egg. Yes, I know it sounds simple, and you could be simply just boiling these. But hey, Laura, how are you today? Laura Bones in the chat right now. Thank you for coming and watching. I'm gonna show these fine folks of you right now how to steam an egg. My point being is that steaming an egg, I prefer that method because you have more control and you use less water. It's just all around. I think that steaming an egg is a better process than boiling. Fight me, IRL noob, on that one. But as I said, I'm gonna show you the way of the fucking samurai. Yeah, I picked this up, so I was curious about how this would go. Oh yeah, Laura, I steaming, you just have way more control over the process of the egg. You get amazing soft-boiled eggs, perfect hard-boiled eggs. Yeah, I'm gonna show you the way, brother. But yeah, I have Evil Twin Brewing's Bashudo, a Belgian-style wise ale with yuzu and chili added. I have no idea if I pronounced this correctly, so if I didn't, kick my ass later. So let's give this a pop top. Oh, that's a beautiful, beautiful sound. Always be gentle when you're rolling your hand. Wow, that's... Yeah. That is a beer flavor that I've never had before in my life. I'm not against it. So, to show you how to do this, I might have to go over to my stove, which you get to see the opposite side of the kitchen for the first time ever. And obviously you're going to need pot, steamer, and I just realized that I'm going to need a top. So I'm going to have to crouch down here, see the floor for a minute. I'm going to use the universal one. Now, see, the universal lid, as it's shown, has multiple ribs for multiple lip sizes. Just, it's not going to work. Bollocks. See, this is a problem with doing these in one shot. If I fuck up the first time, I end up with shit like this. You get to see way more of my kitchen than I intended. Let's see. This work? Yeah, close enough. So, what we will be doing is you're going to crank that dial to the high setting. We're going to be waiting until this water comes to a boil. And that may be... Wow, I should have thought this. My kitchen is not clean, but thank you so much for saying that. If only you knew. I need to re-wipe down everything all the time, 24/7. But yeah, basically, just gonna wait for this to boil. In the meantime, I'm gonna enjoy this beer. So any questions you might have, oh man, this beer is actually fantastic. Great flavor to it. I'm really gonna have to look up these ingredients later because I just bought the one because I wasn't sure how I like it. I actually like it a lot. It's good beer. So yeah. You ever come upon Evil Twin Brewing? Give their stuff a shot. No, actually, the chili isn't strong in it. You would think. What I find with most beers that have, like, spices and whatnot in them, I had ghost pepper beer before. You don't really taste the ghost pepper a whole lot. It's more of just, like, an accent flavor. So you feel it on the back of your tongue, but you don't really feel it going down so much or anything else. And you mainly want to have that with like a ghost pepper imperial. So like your imperial stouts and whatnot. Oh. Oh man. That's an amazing beer. As I say, a watch pot doesn't boil, but that's a lie, obviously. It's just way, way more boring to watch. But we will get there soon enough. I'm still going through a list of beers that people want me to review and whatnot. I know I'm gonna have to do a PBR one of these days. Don't know when I'll do that. I can't believe I'm gonna be drinking that. This is such a hipster beer, but I'm told it's good. But as far as like the chilies in this one go, yeah, I feel it's spiked now, but it's like a delayed spike. So yeah, we got the pot going right now. You're going to want to wait for the pot to hit like a rolling boil. And I'll explain what that is right now. Right now we have kind of a soft boil, which is the bubbles obviously at the very bottom start bubbling up. Yeah, soft boils are used for certain incidences. I can't remember them off the top of my head right now. Yeah, chili chocolate's actually really nice. I'm a big fan of actually... I've had, man, what was it? I had habanero chocolate once. Yeah, hey Triax. How you doing, babe? You missed it earlier, but I'm drinking samurai beer. So, good on that. Subtly comes in and then slices out your taste buds with chilies. Not really, it actually has a very balanced taste to it. But yeah, most people who are chocolateurs end up with like habaneros, and they actually end up very decently to accent the chocolate. Very, very good. Okay, this would be more of what we consider a soft boil. Like it bubbles up a little bit at the bottom, but it comes up to the top. The rolling boil is what you get when you have the bubbles that are surfacing up so hard that it like rolls the water around. We're slowly speeding up to that very quickly. Okay, this is what we would consider a roll and boil. Now, this is what we want. Now, what we're going to do at this point is we're going to take the steamer, drop the eggs in, be very gentle, and this will move around a bit because obviously the eggs aren't held together very well. We're going to drop that shit in, watch your hand, shit's hot as hell. Put the top in, and we're going to set the timer to 7. What that's going to give us is like a partial soft boil. It's usually like if you want the really runny yolk with your hard boil, it's going to be, well, the soft boil is going to be a around 5 minutes. 6 minutes is going to get a little firmer in the center. 7 minutes is going to get even firmer than that. 8, you're going to be looking at a soft hard. And then after that, you're going to be looking at your classic hard. And that's why I like having this, because each minute gives it very precise firmness on that yolk. So obviously the soft boil is going to be, say, your ramen style stuff. Hard boil, you're going to have your more traditional English breakfast styles. So I'm going to take one egg out at the 7-minute mark and then let one go to the full 9. And I'm going to snag my tongs, because if I don't, I'm going to burn my fucking hand off. Good set of tongs. Never do you wrong. Now, snag me a bowl out of the back cupboard there. Okay, one day, Laura, I will do fried eggs. I plan on doing that eventually. I'm gonna do sunny side up, and trust me, runny yolk is one of my favorite styles of egg ever. Oh my god. Eggs are so versatile. I love cooking with eggs. There's just so much you can actually do with them. You can do them in a frittata. You can do them with a quiche. Just an omelet. Any way you really want. It's fantastic. So really, it's just... The reason I do this is because there are people who... Yeah, eggs are solid. Love a good egg. They're just... Sometimes doing eggs hard-boiled is a bit weird. So some people might be a little bit intimidated by it. This is a very simple way. And the steamer is like really cheap. It's a couple bucks depending on where you go. I'm sure you can pick it up cheap on Amazon. So all you do, put a little bit of water at the bottom, about 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch. Let it all steam up. It'll boil up. Drop your steamer in there with your eggs. Let it boil to your favorite temperature. Also with this, when you boil an egg, usually you have to use a vinegar solution inside of it. So it just saves you on a lot of different ingredients you have to use. So I do this method just because it's just simpler. It's easier, you have more control. I find steaming an egg as opposed to boiling it just a more superior method. I say vinegar solution, which just essentially you get the water level above the eggs and then you put vinegar in it, and it makes it easier to break off the shell at the end. Why? Because the acidity of the vinegar within the water actually helps make the eggshell softer. Makes it easier to break off. You know, learn something new every day. That's what I'm told. Don't. If I'm wrong, hold me to that. But yeah, a lot of cooking is just experimenting. There's a whole lot of experimentation to cooking. I did not get to where I am today by succeeding. Failure breeds success. Always. Like, you always learn from all your past failures. And that's what makes you better as a cook, or as a drawer, or as anything, really. You fail, you learn from your failures, and you pick yourself up by them. You grow stronger as a person. To this day, I will always remember failure breeds success for that reason. So every time I fuck up on these, and trust me, I do. Oh my god, this past Saturday, I had the driest chicken breast you'd ever seen in your life. I could beat somebody to death with it. And from there, I learned, always remember, if you put water in your smoker, in the water pan if you have an electric one, always put more. There's always room for more, because if that shit runs out, you're on the driest fucking chicken breast you've ever had in your life. It's like beef jerky hard. For real, I could have, like, made a stone wall out of that fucking chicken. Well, for right now, anybody got any questions for me? Any curiosities? Any beers they might want me to talk about later? Or spirits? See, I almost didn't go with this beer. I almost went with a... I was going to do a Kentucky coffee, I suppose it would be. I was going to use bourbon cream as opposed to Irish cream, so that would be a Kentucky coffee instead of an Irish coffee. Yeah? Oh, Laura, I drink everything under the sun. Yeah, I'll do pale ales. Honestly, DM me if you want me to like review some. Just like send your beer in like a DM and I'll do something. Yes, Irish coffee is fantastic. I have a French percolator that I use for coffees on Saturday mornings. I'll wake up, get my Irish cream or bourbon cream, depending on my mood. I'll make my coffee. I'll foam up the cream and I'll pour my coffee out and just watch the sunrise. Because that's just the type of lad I am. And timer's done. Snag one egg out because I'm going to do the other one a little bit longer. Put the other one for about 8 minutes. Shepherd's Yard. Yeah, I understand a lot of people don't do beer. Actually, I know a lot of people on the other way around. There are people who don't do spirits. I have a good friend of mine. He cannot drink hard liquor to save his life. I once had a bourbon barrel aged beer. He took one sip of it and almost puked. He just can't do hard spirits. Like, even like the slightest taste of bourbon. It's amazing. Great guy though. Just wonderful chap. Just can't do hard liquor. Can only do beer. And I meet people on the other end of that, obviously. The Shepherd's Yard. I've never heard of that. Then again, in different regions. Yeah, see? See? Yeah, Laura, yeah, you can do spirits out the ears. You can't do beer. Yeah, like I said, everybody's different. Different strokes. It really is a crapshoot with a lot of things. And for me, I can drink anything. Well, I know people can only drink vodka. There's some people that can only drink whiskey. It's just different for everybody. I don't judge people based on that. If I like the person, I'll give them a ton of shit for it. I won't really mean it, but I'll give them shit for it. It's like, oh, you can't handle whiskey? Quite free. That sounds like a triple, actually, if it's kind of fruity. I could be wrong, though. I don't know. You really gotta try the beer, to be honest with you. It's always different each time. But man, this timer. Boop. And we'll turn off the heat source. Snag this last egg. And we're off to the races. So now we have our 2 eggs that are one soft, which if you didn't know, this one's the softer boil, while this one's the harder boil. And we're just gonna let them sit for a bit. Now, lager taste. You can shut the hell up about a lager tasting like donkey piss. I love me a good lager. Now, just to cool them off, I usually add water. Probably wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Just let them sitting there. Just let them cool down on the outside, otherwise you're going to burn your fucking digits off. Alright. Have that. Turn around. Remember your beer. Now just have something to catch the fucking stuff in. Give it a good. But yeah, it's just a simple fact of pulling it off. Not rocket science. Yeah, it's just been a nice, peaceful morning. Yeah, if anybody tells you Lager's donkey piss, you tell them to shut the fuck up. Because they're wrong. They're wrong on so many levels. Maple pecan. Maple pecan Danish for breakfast. That's fantastic. I had a whole bottle of wine and then this beer. So I guess technically this soft boiled egg and this hard boiled egg is my second breakfast. And honestly, with this soft boiled egg, you'll want to take some care with it. You don't want to accidentally like rip it too far off. Just due to the fact that it's gonna rip the entire egg in half. And obviously, for the presentation, you don't want that. Now, for soft boiled eggs like this, you slice it in half. Usually, add to ramen dishes, or you can just like eat it as is. Dab a little salt on top, just like a classic egg. And this is the hard boiled. Oh, just comes off so easy. Yeah, if anybody has an easier method of not peeling the egg, but just like steaming it or boiling it, which one's more effective, let me know. I'm fine with learning new methods how to do eggs. Eggs are one of my absolute favorite ingredients of all time. They're just very, very versatile. Yes, 5 minutes will give you a nice runny yolk. You can actually easily find a graph online to show you how to steam an egg. Just type it in. See? Nice, good egg. Yeah, see, steamer. Even, I know before last week I showed off my rice steamer. That works too. You can get nice hard-boiled eggs out of a rice steamer. So if you want to have, like, say, hard-boiled egg with rice, just drop a couple shelled eggs and then peel it off. And yeah. Now take these. Let's move them to a different spot. Yeah. See, this is a shame. I should have prepared my cutting board. Didn't. Regretting that now. I like a nice flexible cutting board. A little bit more of a shell in there. Yeah, see? Nice classic hard boil. Dab a little salt, take out the center, make deviled eggs, do whatever. It's nice to get. I'm not going to cut the other one open because that, well, yeah, fuck it, I'll cut it open. Make sure I did it right. So if I did it right, then everything should be nice and runny. Yeah, there we go. Wait, I did it 6 minutes. So yeah, if you want to do a runnier yolk, then it's going to be at 5. I did this actually at 7. So it's like a partial hard. Still good though. You never go wrong with a nice egg. Oh man, that's so good. Now, I'm sure you all got the premise. You get the idea. Nice classical hard-boiled egg and a partial hard-boiled egg. If you want to do it with a more runnier yolk, you obviously get the 5 minutes as opposed to 7. The other one, I did 9. So, any questions real quick? Anything at all? Because I still got beer left. And as I said before, I'm going to keep going until I finish beer or I finish cooking. Whichever comes first. Ooh. I guess this is the Q&A part. Man, these need some salt. Yeah, oh man, I'm not gonna lie. Steaming eggs is probably one of my favorite methods. Also, when you're cutting the eggs, make sure your knife is very sharp. Like this came out a little bit jagged, has a bit steps in it. Could use to be sharpened. The knife, I mean, not the egg. I mean, you can sharpen the egg. I don't know why you'd want to, but you can sharpen the egg. See how that one came out. Oh yeah. Just a good classical hard-boiled egg. Yeah, steamers are actually really handy. Like, say you were doing a stock pot, you need to keep all the ingredients down, make sure they're all together and they're not like bouncing about in the stock, so you make sure they're all submerged. Just open up the steamer all the way, flip it upside down, push it down. The weight of the steamer will keep all the stuff for the stock at the bottom. Yeah. Or, it's just, steamer's nice. It's good to have. They're really cheap. They're very effective. Oh, man. Finish off the last one. Oh, man. Eventually, I'll do an omelet. I'll do scrambled eggs. As simple as it sounds, you can't fuck up scrambled eggs. People fuck up scrambled eggs on a regular basis. It's amazing. You would think whisking eggs, adding air to it, would be the simplest thing on earth. No, it is not. People can fuck up potato salad. So, yeah, oh yeah. If you hadn't noticed, the knife I use is a fiberware, nice and cheap. You can sharpen these to a nice edge. Don't worry about it. Oh yeah, the eggs were fantastic. You can't go wrong with eggs, honestly. They're the perfect ingredient. Because if you fuck up, like say you open up an egg and you drop it in a pan, you're trying to fry it and you fuck it up, easy, just mix it up, make scrambled eggs. Same with a frittata, same with a quiche. Like, no matter what, you can always like stop it all and you got scrambled eggs. Very, very simple method. Oh man, I might have to get another thing of this beer. My local liquor store does singles, so I bought a single of this. Ooh. Oh yeah, that chili's hitting me hard. Asparagus and bacon quiche. Huh. That now that I think about that, that's a good flavor combination. Normally, what you would do with asparagus and bacon would just be wrap the asparagus in the bacon, the meaty, fat flavors. No, I'm getting watery eyes from it. No, I just feel it at the back of my throat. But as far as like the asparagus, you wrap it up, you bake it. The meaty flavors of the bacon meld into the asparagus, and obviously you eat it with it wrapped around it. I'm trying to think of a way to add on to that. The problem I have mainly is I always add spiciness, and spiciness is a fucking cop-out. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. If people add sriracha to their dishes, it's a freaking cop-out. Because it's just like easy flavor. If you want to actually work hard for your flavors, don't do it spicy because all it does is numb the tongue. How to add to that? Probably a bit of garlic. Garlic's always an easy solution if you want to add flavor to something. A tiny bit of salt, obviously, for flavor enhancer. And then... Goes with asparagus. No, yeah, I'll cop out a little bit. Give it a little bit of paprika. Just like a little pinch. Flick it in there. Might help out a little bit. Don't know. Give it a shot. Let me know. Ooh. Yeah, it's always good to experiment with recipes that you're tried and true on, because you may come up with something even better. Like, even doing something like this, I could do something as simple as like, oh, I'm going to take these hard-boiled eggs, and I'm going to roll them in a meat rub or something. A spice rub of some sort. Always do something different. Try new things. One of these days I'll do deviled eggs. I really want to do deviled eggs because I've never done them before. I think that'd be a lot of fun. So this is the last swig of this beer, and then after this I'm gonna kill this. But I hope you all had a wonderful time. I'm glad I could entertain you for a bit, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Talk to you later, y'all.